Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Johnson Challenge Trophy Final between Holy Cross and St. Lawrence. First of all, if we can have a minute's silence for some people that we have lost this year. Roger Slaney, Julia Doyle, Al Slaney, Dewey Fitzgerald, Tom Murphy, Dave LeGros. Thank you. Thank you. And if I could all ask you to stand, remove your hats for the national anthem.
Good afternoon, soccer fans. Welcome to Gordcast, live streaming from the King George V Field in St. John's, where we have the 2018 Johnson Insurance Challenge Cup Championship. We have in red and gold, wearing their traditional colors, we have the Holy Cross Crusaders. And in the blue and white, we have the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Rick has a number of, can you, Rick, give us our lineup here, Rick?
Yes, today's lineup for the Holy Cross Crusaders, we have in goal Thomas Pieroway. On the back line today for Holy Cross, we have Sean Henderson, Alex Pretty, Andrew Sanford, and Jeff Slaney. In midfield, Ozzie Bonnesfield, Ole McLeese, and Harry Carter. And up front today for the Holy Cross Crusaders, Jake Warren, Tyler Kirby, and Fomba. For St. Lawrence, the Laurentians in goal today, John Douglas was a game-time decision, having suffered an ankle injury yesterday. On the back line today, Sean Drew with Mark Pittman and Clinton Edwards in the middle, and Corey Muller outside back. Midfield today for the Laurentians, Brent Hinderbury, Jordan Slaney, Adam Kelly, and Jordan Keynes. And up front, Stephen Slaney, who has scored 3 goals this weekend so far, and Tyler Forsey.
Also, make note of folks in the broadcast booth here today doing a different style of work for Newfoundland Labrador soccer. We have Ian Shader. First of all, welcome Ian.
Good to be here, Gord.
And Ian is the guy that is behind the Twitter account for Newfoundland and Labrador, and the Twitter account for this provincial final is at Soccer in LSA.
Correct.
So let's get going here, folks, and we'll be chatting throughout here today with regards how the Laurentians got here in this final, how Holy Cross have got here, and I just think, honestly, it's one of the best rivalries in all of amateur sports, in not only in Newfoundland and Labrador, in Canada. Since 1967, the St. Lawrence Laurentians have won 25 championships. Also, the Holy Cross Crusaders have won 18 championships. First of all, before we go to live action, I will ask you, let's break record numbers. I will ask you, let's like and share this live streaming so we can show Canada who is the capital with regards to the provincial senior men's championships all across the country, from British Columbia right back to our beautiful province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Here we have the opening whistle with Stefan Slaney back to Adam Kelly. Kelly back to Corey Mullet. Mullet looking for Jordy Slaney. And the ball is stolen, and it's a call on the Laurentians. And they're in the middle. I'll get to the officials, but in the middle right now, we have Tony Mullet in the middle here, referee in charge here today for this 2018 championship. Here we have Isaac Bonesteel lining up with a free kick for the Holy Cross team, put it deep inside, and it's cleared by Laurentian. Here we have Brett Henneberry, and we have Fomba Fabula. Fomba Fabula scored the opening goal for Holy Cross in the opening contest at the 9-minute mark, and it went on from there. Holy Cross maintained that lead, and then at the 90-minute mark, we had a fantastic, beautiful goal, one of the best goals of the year by Jake Warren at the 90-minute mark. That's how Holy Cross are into this championship, and in a few minutes, I'll get it, and I'll ask Rick how the Laurentians got here. They're back with Owen McLeish putting it deep into Laurentian territory, where Corey Mullet lets the ball ride out of the boundaries over the goal line, where we have a goal kick coming up by John Douglas. And Rick, how did the Laurentians get to this state?
On Friday night, St. Lawrence defeated CBS in the 3-4 playoff page game of 1-0. Stephen Slaney scored the game-winning goal on a beautiful free kick, as John Douglas provided a shutout goaltending. And yesterday in the semi-final, St. Lawrence knocked off the first place finishers, the Bobby Breen Memorial Trophy winner Fieldings, 3-0. Clint Ibbert scored on a free kick, and Stefan Slaney had 2 more goals. And John Douglas and Clint Ibbert shared the shutout. That's where we're at today.
Thank you, Rick, so much. Here the ball has been cleared by Pittman. Is back in midfield where Jordy Slaney, the Laurentians' number 5, strikes the ball, and again is in Holy Cross territory, where we have Jordy Slaney been ridden off the ball by Harry Carter, number 7 for Holy Cross. Early into the contest, 2 minutes. Again, I will ask you to like and share. I want record numbers to show CSA, Canadian Soccer Association, the love of the beautiful game right in the province here of Newfoundland and Labrador. I like to mark my son, thank you so much for keeping up the score dates as often as you can. Good to see you joining in from Alberta there, Mark. Here we have Stanford, Jordan Keynes. The ball is cleared by Holy Cross, where we have Tyler Kirby. Tyler Kirby moving in on the right side, being surrounded by the Laurentians, where we have Tyler Kirby with the first opportunity of the contest, and it was John Douglas. Tyler Kirby went around a couple of Laurentians and gave the Laurentians, I tell you, all that they could take. And if it wasn't for the All-Star goalie, the Bobby Breen Memorial Trophy winner, John Douglas, Holy Cross could have very well opened up here at the 3-minute mark. A great save by John Douglas. Here we have Holy Cross with a corner lining up. We have Tyler Kirby.
Getting back to the officials, Gord, Tony Mullet, as you said, is referee in charge today. He's been talking now to the goaltender of the St. Lawrence players, Mark Pittman, about that shoving in the box. Listen today, Matthew Warren and John Churchill, and the full official is Corey Waltz. Challenge Cup Commissioner Damian Masterson.
Okay, we're back, and we are less than 4 minutes, but the clock is about to strike 4 as we have Holy Cross just coming with a fabulous opportunity other than to save. Tyler Kirby again putting the ball back in, and it's off the head of Stephen Slaney. Slaney heads the ball out to Henderson, Sean Henderson, right wing back for Holy Cross. And we have we have Jordan Keynes pushing the ball back to Sean Drew in the left wing back position for the St. Lawrence Laurentians, again wearing his number 8 wear, Holy Cross. Again, looked like to steal a ball from Sean Drew, but it just goes over the touch line, and we have a throw in again for Sean Drew of the St. Lawrence Laurentians. The ball is thrown in up to Harry Kelly, where we have Tyler Forsey. And Tyler Forsey in this tournament so far, neither goal. Rick, what do you think?
Very surprising, and I think if the St. Lawrence Laurentians are going to be successful here today, Tyler Forsey, who just won the Wilson Malloy Golden Boot Award with 20 goals in 20 games, and also the Big Power Memorial Award for the MVP at the regular season, has to score for the Laurentians if they're going to win today, or at least be a very, very aggressive offensive force.
I think there's no way can the Laurentians go through 3 games on a given weekend with the top goal scorer in the league. As you said, the Will Malloy Golden Boot. It's time that Tyler would have to ring the bell and dent the twine and get himself on the score sheet. Again, I'll ask you viewers, share and like, and we want record numbers. The ball has been taken by Mark Pittman for the Laurentian back line. Booted to center field, where it's been battled by Jordy Slaney. Here we have Tyler Forsey, 23 for the Laurentians. Outside to Stephen Slaney. Inside to Jordan Keynes, where Keynes a little shorter. Thomas Pieroway in goal for the Holy Cross Crusaders. Used his tall, lanky frame, reached up 6'4", so he was up over 7 foot, and it looked like to be a call with a free kick coming up for Thomas Pieroway or Holy Cross.
Gord is going to take a big goal today because these goaltenders, both John Douglas and Thomas Pieroway, are the class of the league, and whoever scores here today, it will have to be a great shot.
No doubt that, in my opinion, is the 2 top goalies in Newfoundland and Labrador, and we have some other great goalies, but it's always somebody's got to be the best. And Thomas Pieroway is there with, I believe that was roughly 9 years ago, leading the Canada Games team for Newfoundland and Labrador, and he's been the Holy Cross mainstay. And John Douglas must go back to probably 5 Canada Games. He's been there a long time. Ball is placed by Holy Cross again inside of the 18. Back to 15. Jeff Slaney moving in. Good defensive play by young Brent Henneberry. Stolen. The ball's been stolen by Harry Carter. Back to Sean Henderson. Ball again placed inside of the penalty shot area where we had be it Mark Pittman, and we have Clinton Edwards in center back for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Again, we have Fomba pushing the ball through for a Holy Cross, and again the ball is cleared by the St. Lawrence Laurentians at number 8. And we have Sean Drew again. Holy Cross on the attack very early in the contest, where we had John Douglas cautiously asking his brother-in-law to head him back the ball, Corey Moulton. Corey certainly listened to John Douglas. And in the middle, what do we have here? We have a father-son combination. Tony Muller is the father of Corey, and he's also the father-in-law of John Douglas. And a standout Holy Cross player in his days himself. I'm excited that he got to finish this year to be in the middle for the reason why the guy has lost practically 30 years or 30 pounds at an age of 59 years. Quite remarkable, and a championship in itself. The oldest official today marks the oldest official on the record of the provincial final in LSA Soccer Championship is Tony Muller. Next to him, Tony's at 59. Next to Tony would be Kevin Pittman. And we have Lynn Hillier, who did a final at the age of 46. Back to live action, where we have Sean Henderson, right wing back for Holy Cross, pushing the ball into center. Owen McLeish outside to Fomba Fabula, number 17. Fabula, very skillful, placing the ball back to Jeff Slaney. Slaney putting the ball through, and there was a hitter by Holy Cross right off the crossbar. Holy Cross coming as close as possibly can. And there we have John Douglas again. The Laurentians are under pressure here in the early going streak.
Oh, there's no doubt that Holy Cross has come out the gang on fire. They've been attacking since the opening whistle. We've had a great opportunity at that time as they rang it off the crossbar 9 minutes into the match. And St. Lawrence can't seem to get it their own in.
No, the Laurentians, this is the third game in 3 days. And Holy Cross won on the 1-2, the advantage of finishing first or second. Won on Friday, off on Saturday where the Laurentians play. And Holy Cross, I would think, their attack is to go after the Laurentians in the first 20 minutes. And Rick, that's what we're seeing.
Yes, like Jake Stafford's strategy is exactly that, Gord, to attack, and we're down a very tired St. Lawrence team. So St. Lawrence will have to regroup right now and get back if they want to maintain composure here today.
And we have Jake Warren into Fomba Fabula. Ball is taken away from Fabula by Sean Drew. Sean Drew up to 23. The Laurentians scoring ace, 20 goals in 20 games. Back to Stephen Slaney. Stephen Slaney's been battled by number 6 for McLeish, Owen McLeish. And the ball is a free kick is awarded to the Laurentians. Again, you are tuning in to Gordcast, live streaming here at the King George V Field of 2018 Johnson Insurance Challenge Cup Championship between the St. Lawrence Laurentians and the Holy Cross Crusaders. Again, the Laurentians place the ball and is stolen. They place it by the 18, stolen again by Holy Cross. Holy Cross on the attack, every opportunity again. Here we're surrounded by. Here we have Brent Henneberry being surrounded by Fomba Fabula and Gord Jeff Levy. Good number of fans on here today, Rick, as well.
Yes, probably close to 2,000 Gord here at game time.
Here we have Brent Henneberry and Corey Mullet. And the ball has been struck and off a Holy Cross player. Goes out of bounds where we have a throw-in coming for number 16, Corey Mullet, off the St. Lawrence Laurentians. The Laurentians are deep in Holy Cross territory. Ball is into Stephen Slaney. Stephen Slaney with a beautiful ball! Ball through Jordan Keynes right through the 6-yard line. And what? That was the first any sort of opportunity for the Laurentians.
I'm really impressed with Stephen Slaney here the weekend. He's scored 3 goals, and that time he set up Jordan Keynes to fail to get any his foot on that ball, because that could have been an easy goal in the 6-yard box.
That was definitely by far the one and only chance that the Laurentians have had. And we are currently at the 12-minute mark here at King George. No score between the St. Lawrence Laurentians and the hometown Holy Cross Crusaders. Here we have Jordy, Tyler Forsey challenging. Ball goes back to center where Holy Cross. Tyler Kirby looking for a diagonal pass, and it's been blocked by Corey Mullet. And Holy Cross again are challenging the Laurentians at every step of the play, and the game for Holy Cross is speed and marking.
And yes, and they're off to a marvelous start here this afternoon in the 2018 Johnson Insurance Challenge Cup Final. We're 13 minutes in. Already Holy Cross has directed 7 shots towards the St. Lawrence net, and 5 times John Douglas has been forced to make a save, including one that went off the crossbar board.
Yeah, Holy Cross couldn't come any closer than what they did with the header there. All right, Jordy Slaney up ended Harry Carter, and we have again free kick coming. Again, I ask you to let's keep sharing the live stream here, folks. We were up to 500 viewers on Friday night. Let's go to 750 or 1,000. Let's show Canada what we feel of provincial soccer in this province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And here we have Ellie Pretty, number 3, lining up for Holy Cross with a nice ball inside, deep inside the Laurentians territory, where we had the ball cleared by Sean Drew. And the ball's been taken by Jordy Slaney. We had Tyler Forsey. Ball's been taken by Corey Mullet. On the outside to Brent Henneberry. Henneberry and Fomba. Good skill, good work there by Brent Henneberry. Laurentius got to keep moving the ball ahead. And Tyler Forsey moving inside, and Tyler Forsey's been challenged by Ellie Pretty and Tyler Forsey. Good work by Forsey, and superb defensive play by Ellie Pretty. And here we are at 15, approaching 15. Rick, what do you see in the early going?
Well, that was a marvelous play that time by the outside back, Corey Muller, as he sent Forsey down for a run and an opportunity to, which never materialized. Once again, I reiterate, Forsey has to have a game where he has to go after the ball instead of waiting for the ball to come to him.
I got to get more engaged, more even as he comes back to center field and looking to get engaged in the middle of the field rather than just saying in the strikeout position. Again, we have Andrew Stanford and Ellie Pretty working the 1-2 combination outside to Sean Henderson, and the ball is taken by the Laurentians, where we have Jordan Keynes, Sean Drew, and the ball has been turned over to Ellie Pretty. Here we have, this time we have Brent Henneberry. Henneberry, the ball stolen by Fomba. Here we have Isaac Bonaciel over to his left wing back, Jeff Slaney. And back to Isaac Bonaciel. Bonaciel looking to Fomba, and a nice switch by Isaac Bonaciel out to right wing back Sean Henderson. Henderson around one Laurentian. Henderson with a beautiful ball inside. And we had a nice defensive play by Mark Pittman. This time we have Ben Henneberry looking to go long to Stefan Slaney, and a fantastic defensive play by Sean Henderson. Midfield possessed right now. Ball possession by number 6 for McLeish. Ball's been taken now by over to Jeff Slady and back to Shorty Slady, where Slady looked to go long with the Laurentians. It goes off a Holy Cross player and a throw in. Corey Mullet pushing the ball up to Jordy. Jordy looking for Brent Henneberry. Good start to this game, Rick.
Yes, you're getting back to the Holy Cross defenders. Andrew Stanford, and who won the Jeff Babcock as the top defender in the league this year, and Sean Henderson, who also is an all-star, and that makes a very strong backline for the Holy Cross Crusaders. Equally so, Mark Pittman and Clint Edwards are also two stalwarts for the Laurentian backline.
Okay, again, I appreciate all the folks that are tuning in from British Columbia, Alberta, and I'll get to the other provinces as the game goes on. Hope you're enjoying Gordcast, a provincial final between the Holy Cross Crusaders and the St. Lawrence Laurentians. The Laurentians in their traditional blue and white, and the Holy Cross Crusaders in their traditional red and gold. Ian Chater is along again with the Twitter account at SoccerNLSA. You want to do any tweets, any comments? Ian is there waiting along, watching the game, and I'm sure enjoying it, Ian.
Very much so.
Okay, here the ball is back to Stanford. Stanford over to Jeff Slaney. Slaney to Fomba. Back to Stanford. Stanford looking go along with a nice diagonal ball, and again a good defensive play. Hey, I'd like to welcome Rankin Inlet. My daughter, Melissa, I'll say hello to Alicia Slaney. She's at Rankin Inlet. I did a contract here with my wife, and my daughter did 10 years in Rankin Inlet. Really good play here again by Henderson. What a ball! Oh! Here we have Jake Warren open the scoring for Holy Cross at the 18-minute mark. Jake broke in. Looked at Douglas coming out, and at the 18-minute mark, you have Jake Warren scoring for the Holy Cross Crusaders. Nice goal, Rick.
Yes, and all the credit to give that one to Fomba. He made an outstanding lead pass to make this forward all alone. Jake Warren walked in at a time and just handcuffed John Douglas heavy into the net, and they scored the all-important first goal to get the 1-0 lead here.
Yeah, and Holy Cross have a potent offense as well there. Jake Warren, who missed much of the season due to injury, scoring in the opening game, the second goal. Here we have the two players, Jeff Slaney and Brent Henneberry, letting each other know that there's no love loss or there's no amount of likeness there as well. There, my brother Gerard is coming in. watching the game here, getting the opportunity to watch the provincial finals. A lot of time he's all over the world, but Gerard said at the wedding he will take in the Laurentian final between obviously St. Lawrence. He was in attended the World Cup here in 2018 as well. Here we have Holy Cross still bringing the attack on St. Lawrence, where we have Fomba Fabula outside to Jake Warren. Warren stepping around Mark Pittman. Warren goes down. I think it's a good defensive play by the big frame of Mark Pittman. Ball goes over the touchline, where we have a goal kick coming up for John Douglas. Rick?
You're referring to this great scoring by committee for Holy Cross. Tyler Kirby has 12 goals. Jake Warren scored 9 in the regular season, and now he's added 2 more in the playoffs, including a goal here a few minutes ago. Isaac Bannister had 8. Scotty Woodfine had 6. St. Lawrence relies heavily on Tyler Forsyth's 20 goals. Right now, he has no goals this weekend. Stephen Slaney scored 4 in the regular season and added 3 here in the playoffs. So, offense is going to be come from somewhere for St. Lawrence.
Okay, here again we have Tyler Kirby moving in with ball on. Penalty shot coming up. We have a penalty shot. Oh, let's hold on. Yeah, it's a penalty shot. It appears to be a penalty shot.
Referee Mullet is now going over to confer with the linesman to get the final decision on whether or not it will be called a shot.
It appeared to me, though, that the referee made the call.
Yes, it is. He pointed to the...
Yeah, it wasn't that the linesman made the call. So I don't know, unless something he checked with and make something, some incident never occurred prior to. But Tony made the call himself, so why he referenced the linesman, well...
With the John Churchill, I guess you're correct.
But the only thing there was, if there was a foul committed prior to the foul by the Laurentians, then the penalty shot could be waved off. But it looked like to me, I noticed the official or the linesman, assistant referee, didn't seem to have any call made on the play, and it was Tony Mullet's call. Here now at the 21-minute mark, we have Holy Cross in a position to, I can't say put the game away, but I can tell you, they'll make it very difficult on the Laurentians. Here at the 22-minute mark, we have Tyler Kirby lining up for the Holy Cross, and we have John Douglas in goal. The Laurentians, basically, for the first 20 minutes of the contest, the Laurentians have 1 chance. Other than that, it's been all Holy Cross on the attack. That's what I figured they would come out with. They would come out with an onslaught, looking for their speed, and knowing that again it's the Laurentians' 3rd game in 3 days, which I think really has a big impact on the championship itself. Anyway, here we have Tyler Kirby. Tyler Kirby. And Tyler Kirby has opened the score for the Holy Cross Crusaders by a score of 2-0 at the 23-minute mark. Give us a recap on the first goal and the second one, Rick, here.
Well, Jake Warren opened the scoring at the 80-minute mark, but he got it a great pass from Fomba Fabula and tapped one past John Douglas. And just saw seconds ago, Tyler Kirby committed from the penalty shot area, and now Holy Cross Crusaders, the defending Challenge Cup champions, have a comfortable 2-0 lead, even though we're only 24 minutes into the match.
Okay, so we have Holy Cross at the 23-minute mark. With up the score with 2-0. It can be a very, very difficult uphill battle for the Laurentians to come out of this one. I guess they'll have to take it 1 goal, 1 at a time. You can't score 2. The game is not over with 2. But again, it's a very, very difficult hill to climb. Here we have Clinton Edwards pushing the ball right into Thomas Pieroway. And again, Pieroway with a great set of hands. Here we have, again we had Jake Warren in a position, basically in a position for a breakaway. Mark Pittman was up the field. Jake was right in his position in midfield. Here we have Tyler Forsey and Andrew Stanford stole the ball from Forsey. We're in midfield. Now we have Kirby back to Isaac Bonesteel to Jeff Sweeney to Harry Carter to Fomba Babula. Again, Fomba with a second opportunity, and here we have Mark Pittman. Mark Pittman to Adam Kelly. We have Jordy Slaney. Here we have Jordan Keynes. Jordan Keynes ridden off the ball by we have our Henderson. It was. Go ahead, Rick.
We're 26 minutes into the opening half, and Holy Cross has really taken the win that has sailed to St. Lawrence by grabbing a 2-0 lead. One there on the penalty shot that was back contested by St. Lawrence. However, having said that, we're going in love action.
We have Tyler Forsey putting the ball inside of the 18, and again, it's been cleared by Holy Cross. Holy Cross pushing the ball back to the Laurentians defense, where we have Mark Pittman. Pittman inside to Jordan Keynes. Keynes to Adam Kelly. Jordy Slaney pushing the ball, looking to go around Fomba Fabula. Jordy Slaney has been tackled by Jake Stanford. Jordy goes to the ground, and we have a free kick coming up for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Again, you are tuning in to broadcast, live streaming from King George the Fifth Field in St. John's, where Holy Cross have opened up with a 2-goal lead here after 26 minutes. Stephen Slaney with a free shot, putting the ball inside. Here we have Mark Pittman, Tyler Forsey, and the ball is again cleared by the Laurentians, where we have Brett Henry. Stephen Slaney looking for a long shot at it, basically 40 yards, and it goes wide up the Holy Cross net, where we have Thomas Pieroway, goaltender for Holy Cross, calmly taking time. And Rick, what do you feel?
I can certainly see now that fatigue has certainly set in on the St. Lawrence Laurentians. They're walking back the field really in a slow manner. This offensive attack that Holy Cross has taken from the opening whistle, 27 minutes, a complete onslaught, and that's why they're enjoying a 2-0 lead.
The Laurentians need to get something to be a game changer at this point.
Definitely.
They need something to get momentum. I felt if the Laurentians could get out of 20-25 minutes, today's game could be, but a Holy Cross team would never give them an opportunity. Here we have the Laurentians again being tackled. Number 9, Jordan Keynes, where we have number 13 lining up for the ball at, we'll say, 35 yards or so.
That's where Stefan scored on Friday night, Gord.
Right on. And Stefan, and again, we got Stefan. We have Tyler Forsey, and we have Jordy Slaney, who can strike the ball from 40 yards. This time, I would think it will go to Stefan, based on the goal that he had on Friday night, to bring the Laurentians into the semifinals and give Laurentians a 1-0 lead over CBS Strikers. Here we have Stephen Slaney.
Very important set piece.
Holy Cross making the change, where they have Steve Delong coming in, and Fomba Fabula has gone to the bench. Stephen Slaney with a good shot over the wall, but right into the hands of Thomas Pieroway. Pieroway very, very solid, and some of the reason I felt the slow start to Holy Cross this season was because in the absence of Thomas Pieroway. When Thomas Pieroway came back to Holy Cross, the whole season turned around. Here again we have Holy Cross and Jake Warren with Steve DeLong, and again it's John Douglas. It's been Holy Cross after 30 minutes, and Holy Cross showing no signs of giving up in the early goings. The Laurentians right now need some energy put into their team. No doubt they are a hard drop. 3 games in 3 days would drain a lot of energy and is very hard on the body. And so are Holy Cross not making it very easy for the Laurentians in the first 30 minutes of this contest. That's what I'm saying. Pushing the ball in through. Whoa! And we could have a card here on the play. We have a, no, it's a foul, but just a free kick where Corey Mullet went in. Trying to give the Laurentians some energy, and the foul is called by Tony Mullet on his son, mind you. And again, we have Jeff Sweeney, 15 for the Laurentians, or for Holy Cross, lining up, putting the ball deep into Laurentians territory. Rides right through over the goal line, where we have John Douglas out to the 6-yard line with a goal kick coming up. And back to Rick.
Yes, Gord, you were saying the insertion that time by Coach Stanford of Steve Delong in for Fomba. They're bringing in more speed, more offense, and a well-rested player. St. Lawrence have played 3 games in less than 72 hours, and it's really taxing on the system as they're making a change himself. As we see, number 16, Corey Bullock will off, and coming in for him will be Mr. Pike.
Darren Pike coming in for the Laurentians, and number 16, Corey Mull, gone to the bench after a foul. Good move by the Laurentians coach, taking in a player with a yellow card, not taking no chances, and putting the player on the bench and putting in Darren Pike as his substitution. 2-0 for Holy Cross at the 31-minute mark. 2-0 for Holy Cross. Again, we have Holy Cross. Bonesteel to Jake Warren. Jake Warren, one step. Beautiful ball by Jake Warren again. And the Laurentians are back in their own end. And the Holy Cross are continuing to pump. And again, we have Holy Cross. And we have John Douglas being challenged by, let's get a number. It looked like Tyler Kirby. Looked to be a call or a offside on the play called by John Churchill. And again in the middle we have Tony Mullet refereed, and the linesman today, one of them I'm not familiar with.
Matthew Warren and John Churchill.
Matthew Warren, that would be on our side, and John Churchill, that would be on the player side here at King George the 50th.
Let's not forget that Gord, Holy Cross is the defending Challenge Cup champions. They've won 3 of the last 4 and 7 of the last 9 Challenge Cups.
Oh, there's no doubt that the past decade that Holy Cross has dominated provincial soccer in this province. And they have come here today, and they are ready. They know the provincial title is on, and they are rested again. But you know what? That's the beauty of winning 1-2. That's the beauty of getting into 1-2 position to win a game, and then you sit out while the other team plays. So they've earned it, Rick.
Yes, you certainly, you can see a sense of frustration now coming in the St. Lawrence players on the field. They're questioning every call made by the referee. It's frustration of being down 2-0, but they have to regroup, regain their composure, because the next goal will, of course, be crucial.
Absolutely, Rick. If it ever went up 3-0, it wouldn't be officially over, but I'll tell you what, it would be basically unofficially.
You're done like dinner.
Here we go again, Rick. The ball's put in with a nice set of hands displayed by John Douglas. And again, I want to say hello to Fort McMurray. We have British Columbia, we have Alberta, we have Calgary, Alberta. We have Quebec, we have Ontario, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, Northwest Territories, Nunavut. And now we're back with the live action as we have Steve Delong looking to go to Jake Warren. 33 minutes have gone by with a 2-0 score here for Holy Cross.
Gord, midfield of Holy Cross of Barnesfield, McLeish and Carter has dominated the midfield of Stoney, Kelly, Keynes and Hindenburg.
No doubt. I feel that the Laurentians, in order to turn it around again, it's got to start in the midfield with Henneberry, Jordy Slaney. We have Adam Kelly and Jordan Keynes, and they need to get the ball to, obviously, Stephen Slaney and Tyler Forsey if the Laurentians are going to compete in this 2018 championship here this weekend, being played at King George V. Again, the Laurentians looking to go long. Ellie Pretty putting the ball deep back into Laurentians territory where it's been cleared by Clinton Edwards. Again, the Laurentians, Darren Pike, solid on the right wing back position, challenging by Jake Warren. We have Fort St. John, British Columbia. Again, I asked you to like and to share. Let's get some record numbers. Let's show Canada Soccer Association what Newfoundland and Labrador Soccer Association is all about. Let's show the amateur sports throughout Newfoundland and Labrador and all of Canada what Newfoundland thinks of its soccer program. We have high level of senior men's. Here we have Adam Kelly. Adam Kelly pushing the ball to Jordan Keynes and taken by Adam Kelly to Tyler Forsey. Forsey looking to go around one player, two player, and is the third player taking the ball away from Tyler Forsey. And we have Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, the home of the National Challenge Cup this year, where it will be played in Saskatoon. Welcome Saskatchewan we have 357 viewers, 66 shared. Let's rock those numbers, folks. Let's get in. Laurentians need a goal to get in this contest. But if the early goings are any sign, Holy Cross are not easing off. They are changing, Rick, as Rick mentioned, and they're going with energy pills from the bench. Rick?
No doubt, we just seen Tyler Forsey that time pick up a yellow card from referee Tony Mullet for some aggressive play, and if that's frustration, totally frustration on the St. Lawrence Laurentian star striker, and his team's down 2-0, but he got to get out of that mode of thinking and start being more aggressive and going after the ball.
The ball again put in the Laurentian territory where John Douglas has been challenged by Isaac Bonacil, and we have Mark Pittman going in. Again, Captain Wood protecting his goalie. Ball's been taken by Douglas out to Darren Pike. Darren Pike on the right side. Number 15 with a nice switch by Darren Pike to Stephen Slaney. Stephen looking to go long. No. The Laurentians are waiting for the ball to go past the player instead of forcing the play. Again, the Laurentians with another yellow card. Stephen Slaney with another yellow card. Not Stephen, but the Laurentians.
Adam Kelly.
Adam Kelly, okay, here we have Stephen questioned it. A lot of frustration by the Laurentians here after the second goal by Holy Cross. The Laurentians need to get away from the frustration levels, get back and work on scoring a goal and trying to make this a contest. Other than that, they're playing right into the hands of their opponent. Then the ball has been taken by Thomas Pieroway. Pieroway looking to go long. And it's stopped by Jordy Slaney to Jordan Keynes. Keynes again turning the ball over to Holy Cross. And Holy Cross are not engaged with the officials at all, where we have Steve Delong moving in. And Steve Delong scores! Steve Delong scores at the 38 minutes. Steve Delong scored the third goal off this contest. 38 minutes into the contest, we have Steve Delong scoring, where the Laurentians now fall behind 3-0. Rick?
It has been total annihilation here today by Holy Cross. Heads up to Holy Cross. He's directed 18 shots at the St. Lawrence net. Goaltender Douglas has to make 12 saves and also has given up 3 goals to no fault of his own because the Holy Cross attack is really getting full credit for this today and they're just dominating here.
No doubt this has been a Holy Cross final here. Frustration by the Laurentians. We have a good injury here. Whistle's getting. No, it's the fans. Not too pleased. We have Harry Carter. And we have Jeff Slaney. Again is Harry Carter to Owen McLeish. McLeish on the outside to his right wing back, Sean Henderson. Henderson placing the ball back to Jordy Slaney, and Slaney looking to go long. The Laurentians got to build from the midfield, Rick, rather than going trying to hit the striker long where they're outmanned sometimes 3-1, and in a lot of cases it could be 4, Rick.
Yes, they've been totally outplayed in all aspects of the game. The Holy Cross forwards have been better. The Holy Cross midfield has been better. The Holy Cross back line has been superb. Goaltender Pieroway has been superb. It's one-sided as a game you can get here today in this Challenge Cup final. I am really surprised by the total domination of Holy Cross, but hats off to them.
Again, we have Thomas Pieroway with a goal kick for Holy Cross, pushing the ball in midfield taken by Isaac Bonesteel. Bonesteel ball has been taken by the Laurentians, where we have Pike looking to go on to Good Hinnaberry, and again it's just back in the arms of Thomas Pieroway. Pieroway calmly taking control, directing the traffic. This time I'd like to say hello to Henry Brenton. Henry has been suffering some ill health for the past while, I guess, and I met your brother Aubrey the other day, Henry. So anyway, on behalf of Gordcast and I guess Rick Pearl and Ian Cheater here to the boot, Henry, I want to wish you all the best, and I hope you're enjoying the Gordcast. And regards to your health, all the best, Rick. Or Henry will be thinking about you, and you're certainly your brother Henry Aubrey be here thinking about you as well. Again, it's Holy Cross.
Yes, we'll get back to the fact that Holy Cross has jumped into a 3-0 lead. Quick recap: at the 80-minute mark, Jake Warren scored. 5 minutes later, Tyler Kirby converted on a penalty shot, and just moments ago, Steve Delong made it 3-0. We're here now, 42 minutes into the opening half of the 2018 Johnson Shore Challenge Cup. And defending champions Holy Cross have a very comfortable 3-0 lead over St. Lawrence.
Then we have the Laurentians attempting to formulate outside of 40 yards, and the ball's been taken by Stephen Slaney. And again, it's Holy Cross, basically. Tim Warren, you're kindly welcome there.
This may be the most one-sided match I've seen Holy Cross dominate St. Lawrence in 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, the second goal being coming from a penalty shot, Rick, and the Laurentians, I guess, going in this, like, knowing that we'll try to keep her close and steal a victory by a goal, possibly two. But when the penalty shot was awarded, it kind of was a dagger into the Laurentians, and the Laurentians haven't been in the contest ever since.
Definitely took the air right at the balloon, and you could see it at the players' facial expressions. They knew that they were in for a hard time.
Okay, again, it's Holy Cross, Laurentians putting the ball into Holy Cross. Where we have Holy Cross working the right side of the field, being challenged by Jordan Keynes. I also want to say hello to my Uncle Joe, who's watching in from Cambridge, Ontario. Joe, say hello to you and Marianne. I hope you're enjoying the live stream, and I would think you're not enjoying the score, but sometimes you never know what can happen in a given soccer game. Here we have Darren Pike patrolling the right side, wing back for the Laurentians to Tyler Forsey. Then we have Pike looking to go inside. Goes off a Holy Cross player. where we have a throw-in. Good number of fans on here at King George V Field here, folks. A lot of Laurentian fans, a lot of blue colors here, and a lot of disappointed fans definitely in the first half. Here we have Stefan Slaney over to Jordy Slaney. On to Tyler Forsey. Forsey letting the ball go just wide. Off the Holy Cross goal. Ellison, Brokey, and Calgary wants her cousin Darren Pike to get the Laurentians going. It's 3-0, folks. It's 3-0 lead for Holy Cross. As we approach the halfway mark here at King George V Field. Then we have Tyler Forsey clearing the ball. The Laurentians are just kicking the ball away. They're not trying to formulate with a passing structure. And it's been frustration after the second goal of the contest where it came on a penalty shot. No questions on the penalty shot. It was the frustrations of the Laurentians falling behind, and then that allowed Holy Cross to basically control. We'll look at the stats at halftime as Rick Farrell here is doing color as well as doing the stats. And again, Rick will summarize, and I think the numbers will show what we are witnessing here today at King George V Field, where we have Holy Cross pretty well have dominated the first half. We had the ball taken by Carter outside to Jeff Slaney, pushing the ball into Steve Delong. Good defensive play by Darren Pittman. Darren Pike, and then we have Henneberry and Tyler Forsey trying to work the ball, but Holy Cross, much as we may say Holy Cross or the Laurentians are frustrated, we also got to give credit to Holy Cross by their superior play and dominance and skill level and fitness level. Here again we have Holy Cross, Jake Warren moving in. Where we have a good solid play by Darren Pike. We have a 3-0 score here, folks, for Holy Cross here in the first half. 45 minutes on the clock. Again, Holy Cross pushing the ball. Where we have Drew, Harry Carter, and Andrew Stanford, and whistle is blown by the official. And we have a Laurentian free kick. Again, you are tuning into Gordcast, live streaming from King George V Field, where you are watching action from the 2018 Johnson Insurance Challenge Cup. And we have again, Holy Cross leading by a score of 3-0. Mark Pittman with a free kick, putting the ball deep in Holy Cross, but it just sails over Holy Cross net. We have the official referee at the field looking at his watch. Ball's been taken by Pieroway outside to Sean Henderson. Henderson looking to go to Jake Warren, but we have Mark Pittman. Mark Pittman pushing the ball back to Darren Pike. Pike to Brett Henneberry. Henneberry looking to go long, but again is Andrew Stanford stepping in front of Stefan Slaney. And we have the ball going to Stefan, where we have a run on for the ball with Tyler Forsey, and we have Thomas Pieroway. Thomas Pieroway controlling the ball. We never noticed, we're asked how much extra time. I never saw the fourth official put up the extra time. I don't understand why the fourth officials. And we have a Holy Cross again going in with a deflection that would have left John Douglas right out in the cold. It was deflected off a Laurentian. John Douglas had gone to his right. And it would have left Douglas with no chance at all. 4 goals, and the corner kick coming up, a short corner. Henderson pushing the ball inside. Rides through the 18 yards, and we have 3 whistles ending the first half, and I will be back in 2 moments with a summary from Rick Pearl and some discussion with Rick Pearl on what is to go on here in St. Lawrence, or with St. Lawrence, as St. Lawrence have falling behind 3-0. A rather large score. Don't know, Rick, if ever in the past did you see a team in a final come back from a 3-0 deficit?
No, none of my 28 years in the broadcast crew, so I have not seen it. Maybe before my time it may have happened. Historically, I wouldn't want to say something unofficial. But this game today, this final today, I've never seen such a one-sided dominance. I'll go back to a game back in 1996, I think it was in Orange beat the Phillies 5-0. And that reminds me here today what we're seeing with Holy Cross up 3-0 at the half, but at the second time, they have to regroup and come in and play it in 15-minute, 5-10-minute segments, get back in the game, and hope for the best.
Okay, give us a minute. Just get a drink of water. And again, if anyone is wanting to tweet out, follow by Twitter, we have Ian Chater here that is in the broadcast booth on behalf of the NLSA. He is at Soccer NLSA, You can tweet to Ian, or Ian, you can follow, I'm sure, the scores by Ian. He'll give you the goal scores, the time of the goals. If not, the man on side of me, Rick Pearl, will give all the stats from the first half, and I'm sure they are very convincing for Holy Cross. Back in 2 moments.
Help you. So it's 2-2 during the regular season. Was it 2 wins, 2 losses?
They split the 2 games up in St. Lawrence opening weekend, and the games in St. John's.
Maybe one in here in midweek.
2-2?
Okay, here we are live back at the King George V Field here in King George, where we have alongside of me Rick, and also we have a NLSA Twitter guy here, Ian Chater again at Soccer NLSA, and I want to say my your daughter, every time you can hear the claps here at the in the stands, his daughter claps as well. Anyway, okay, Rick, you got the stats. What did you see in the first half?
I see a total dominating effort from the Holy Cross Crusaders from the opening kickoff. They directed, count this, 18 shots towards the St. Lawrence net, and 13 of them John Douglas was forced to make a save on, and he scored 3 goals as well. 3 goals came out to feed our Jake Warren at the 80-minute mark. 5 minutes later, Tyler Kirby converted a penalty shot to make it 2-0. And then at the 38-minute mark, Steve Delong made it 3-0, and that's the way the score stands here at halftime. He also picked up 5 fouls when he crossed in the opening half, had 7 free kicks, 2 corner kicks, and also had no cards. Meantime, St. Lawrence directed 8 shots at goaltender Thomas Pieroway. 5 he was forced to make a save on, and of course they did not score any goals. St. Lawrence committed 7 fouls, had 5 free kicks, no corner kicks, and also picked up 2 yellow cards from referee Tony Mullet, one by Tyler Forsey at the 36-minute mark, and just a minute later Adam Kelly picked up a yellow card. Both, no doubt, were from frustrating plays from the Laurentians when they were down 3-0. And that is possession, I would say, 70-30 unofficially in favor of Holy Cross. They put the metal to the pedal from the opening kickoff and have now a 3-0 lead here in the Johnson & Jones Challenge Cup.
Yeah, it was a pretty dominating performance by Holy Cross. There's no question about it. Rick said 70-30, and in all fairness, Rick was very generous at that, because with the 18 shots directed on goal, Rick, not too often do you ever see that in a provincial championship final, and certainly not between the St. Lawrence Laurentians and Holy Cross, where in the past you would generally see a game been won by a goal, and a big margin would be 2. So can 3 goals be overcome? It can, but with the Laurentians, this is the issue. With the Laurentians having played Friday night, Saturday, now on Sunday, then Holy Cross played in the 1-2 with the format that Newfoundland Labrador soccer had. Winning on Friday, resting on Saturday, and now with a 3-goal lead and some quality players remaining on the bench for Holy Cross. And I can assure you, Rick, that Jake Stanford is going to be using some of those players on the bench that haven't played in the first half as well.
No doubt he'll come out, and his strategy will be simply to keep up the attack on the Laurentians, because he knows playing against a very tired team. But I'll make a point on his tiredness. I think that 3 games in less than 6 hours is not conducive to championship soccer. Monday is Labor Day. Tomorrow is Labor Day. Why not hold the final on Monday to give each club at least a 1 day's rest? I know economics plays a role in this. Fans have to come in. There's an extra day in the capital city, in the hotels. But for the players' sake, that's my feeling and my opinion. And I think maybe they should revisit that in the future.
Okay, I can probably elaborate on that, Rick. We're in the past for 4 terms. I did 8 years as NLSA Senior Men's VP and Challenge Cup Commissioner. And there was a period of time that we had this curling page system that we got, which is not conducive to soccer. I'd be the first one to agree. But at that time, we made a vote on it. And initially, it was the pay system. Then we got away from it, knowing that the team that played on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, really, the team that is to play 3 games stands a long shot at winning. And if technically you're not supposed to play that much soccer in a short time, then we went with 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. We had that in for maybe a few years. Then the teams came back. Holy Cross got beaten in St. Lawrence in a 1-2 game, and as a result of after finishing first, the teams that were finishing first and second felt they would like to have 2 chances again. So we went back, and again the NLSA works with the clubs. So the clubs voted on 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, and they felt that clubs felt because of the first place team or the second place team were getting knocked off, they deserve a second chance. A vote was held again. When the vote was held again, all clubs, mind you, that are participating in Challenge Cup wanted the second chance on Labor Day weekend. That is why we had the system that we got today, because it is what the team wanted. Is it great for soccer? No. But I feel in LSA, that should be done by the technical committee in LSA Board of Directors, not by the clubs. I felt that from the beginning. I feel that today, not because we're seeing a one-sided victory or a one-sided half here today. That was what we had in the past. And again, if this is to change, it won't be changed by the NLSA Board of Directors. It won't be changed by the technical committee. It will be changed by the clubs, which I feel the clubs are wanting a 1-2, and as a result, we may see a very one-sided championship. But are you right in what you say? We have 4 days. We have never, although we play on Labor Day weekend, we have never used the 4 days, not once. And I've been with this soccer program, if not directly engaged with the NLSA, it was BPSA or St. Lawrence Soccer. We're using Labor Day weekend, but never in the history of the format that we got have we ever had a game played on Monday when we have the current system that we got with the page system, or 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. But is it something that should be looked into? The only team that's going to feel today that it should be looked into is going to be St. Lawrence. Holy Cross is going to be okay if the score goes on. Feelings, no, they blew an opportunity to get to the final by losing 2 games, and they'll look at restructuring and learning from it. But I would think that you will see that would be CBS and be at Paradise looking at, again, I can't put words in their mouth, but in the past, those teams voted, not Paradise, because they are a new entry. They weren't there when I was there. But be it Cornerbrook, be it the teams that are made the playoffs this year and Mount Pearl, all teams voted in favor of this page system, which is the only place in Canada that a page system is played for a Challenge Cup final.
Yeah, my point was simply player safety more than anything. 3 games in less than 6 hours at a high level, your body can only take so much,
Well, there's the thing about the compromise of the teams voting on that whole thing, is that if they want the page system, then they should have the championship game on Monday, because you'll have that Sunday break. You know what I mean? Understood? But if they want the 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, they can have it on Sunday. You can't have it all, right?
Yeah, you can't have it all. But again, if
not making excuses though, everywhere.
No. This is not no excuses. This is a good conversation here today.
Thank you.
And it's I'm glad you bring it up, because I'm sure it will be discussed. But it is a system that has gone on in the past. Teams haven't complained about it. Actually, they wanted to revert back to it. But the only thing is, as the CBS director said, this here maybe in order to get a provincial final, you need to have a day's rest before you play the final championship game. But if the clubs don't want to change, this is what you could see going forward, regardless of who is in the championship.
Yes, okay, yep, I see your point. Now we're getting ready for the second half, Gord.
Yeah. So anyway, we are back to the second half, where the Laurentians have to climb Mount Everest to see if they can get to the final, being down 3-0. I'd like to say hello to my brother Dave, who is tuning in. Ken Roll, Ives Bolt from Ottawa. But again, it's a discussion, folks, and a lot of discussions occur in soccer.
Keeper.
The Laurentians have replaced John Douglas in goal. Not quite so sure who it is. It looks like Sean Drew, actually. Yeah, it does look like Sean Drew.
So Sean Drew is coming in to 10 goals for the St. Lawrence Laurentians here in the second half as they face a uphill battle now by a score of 3-0 to the defending Challenge Cup champions Holy Cross Crusaders here at the beautiful King George Soccer Field in the capital city of St. John's, Newfoundland.
A huge change for the Laurentians. John Douglas, as a result of his injury in the semifinal, and he has been placed on the bench, and Sean Drew has gone in goal for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Sean Drew, number 8, in goal for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Hello, Barrie, Ontario. Let's get her going, folks. Here we have C7. C7, Hurry is up. Kelly, Hurry's son Adam. Yes. Good. Been assisted player down by Jordy Slaney.
We're the opening minute into the second half of the championship final.
Okay, it's Stephen Slaney. I'm not quite so sure if Stephen Slaney. Hello, Mary Quirk. Welcome to Gord class. Glad that you're joining in, Mary. Holy Cross. One-sided affair in the first half, and 46 minutes remaining. John Douglas has gone to the bench, remained on the bench at halftime. Here we have Stephen Slaney gone to the bench at the 46-minute mark. The Laurentians are looking late. A team that certainly has worked and struggled and put their bodies.
Yes, they made a marvelous game yesterday, Gord. We didn't have the Gordcast yesterday, but at the same time, St. Lawrence won yesterday 3-0 over the Phillians. It was a great, complete team effort, and I think they've spent a lot of that energy, and it was left on the field yesterday, and you can see what's happening here today.
For those that are thanking myself and Rick and along with Ian Chater for Twitter, I want to thank you for having the opportunity to experience the provincial final. And again, we have Jake Warren moving in for Holy Cross. Jake Warren maintaining possession. Where we have Corey Mullet back into the game for the Laurentians. Corey received a yellow card in the first half, and at the time of his yellow card, he was replaced by Darren Blake. Now with Sean Drew gone in goal to replace John Douglas. We have Corey Mullet back on wing-back position. Then we had Stephen Slaney coming out, and I think it was Jonathan Grant, number 32, I think, is coming on for the Laurentians. So the Laurentians are looking battered and bruised here in this Challenge Cup final. Ball's been placed by Holy Cross on the corner kick, taken by Adam Kelly. Kelly looking to go along to Tyler Forsey. Forsey being just passing the ball, was passed by Forsey to Jordan Keynes. Keynes being marked closely by Henderson. Here we have Pittman going long to Adam Kelly, not one Laurentian besides Adam Kelly inside of the 18-yard box. And the Laurentians are down 3, and as a result, the ball goes to Thomas Pieroway. Pieroway up to Steve Delong by pass to Harry Carter, and again it's Jake Warren taking the ball and followed by, it's over the touchline from Jake Warren off Brett Henneberry, and we have Jeff Slaney taking possession for Holy Cross. And those of you that are, and we have John Drew with his first hands on the ball. For those of you outside of the province, Jeff Slaney with Holy Cross. He is the grandson of the late Bill Dock. Craig Slaney, the son of Bill Dock, moved to St. John some 30 plus years ago. And here you have Jeff Slaney, the grandson of Bill Dock, star performer for the past 10 years with Holy Cross. Number 15, Jeff Slaney. This time we have Thomas Pieroway. Pieroway looking to go along. The ball seems to follow, not necessarily follow. The Holy Cross are working where Jake Warren is at. Ball is been taken by the Laurentians. It seems to go off Corey Mullet over the touchline, where we have a throw-in coming to Tyler Kirby.
Free kick.
Free kick? Okay, right practically on the touchline, deep in the Laurentians territory. We have Tyler Kirby with a free ball, and again, nice hands. A lot of those athletes are very versatile. John played basketball, played soccer, a great athlete at that, coming from Bay Bulls. One of the better minor soccer players growing up. Cut on with the St. Lawrence Laurentians, has been a star player for the past decade or so. Here he is seeing action in the Challenge Cup final. And we have a foul against Holy Cross on the 18-yard line. This time it will be no Stephen Slaney. Stephen has gone to the bench. Not sure, who's up striker with Tyler Forsey. Here we have Tyler Forsey here about to strike direct free kick just outside of the 18. Here we have Clinton Edwards going over, talking to Tyler. And the ball is hit off the wall. Forsey hitting the ball, striking the ball off the wall, and a wasted opportunity here. 52 minutes of action. Back to Rick.
Yes, give that Holy Cross defense to that wall. They stayed put, and that ball, and Bush can really get some velocity behind it. And smash it to the shoulder of the ball.
Yeah, again, we have Grant. Ball taken by Darren Pike. Passes the ball to Clinton Edwards. Now we also have Mark Pittman. Okay, Mark is up. Moved up on the play in midfield position. Ball is thrown into Tyler Forsey. Here we have ball turnover by Laurentians, where we have Holy Cross. This time we have Steve Delong moving in on Clinton Edwards with a nice ball by Mark Pittman slowly getting up, barely getting up, and not getting up at all. Here he is rolling over on the play, where we have another Holy Cross player down. Mark Pittman is down. Very hard tackle. Can't get to see who the Holy Cross is. Tyler Kirby, yes. Number 10, Tyler Kirby. We have Scotty Woodfine warming up. We have John Hawco warming up. Holy Cross are still pulling out the bullets that they have on the bench, the players that they have been career, I guess, champions with them, a number of them winning the 7 out of 9 championship that Rick said.
Oh, definitely. John Hawco, a former Wilson Malloy Golden Boot Award winner, so the kid can score goals. He's a veteran presence, standing with Scotty Woodfine, played with Mount Pearl for a number of years. And he brings also experience, speed, and with St. Lawrence down 3-0, and Holy Cross up 3-0 rather, they're going to keep putting the gas to the pedal, and great strategy by the coach Stanford. He knows that you don't let nobody into the match now. You want to secure this and win the championship today.
The game it's a senior men's tournament. It's a championship game. Jake is still, as Rick said, putting the pedal to the metal, and he's going with ammunition from the bench, bringing in your John Hawco, bringing in your Scott Woodfine that had contributed with 8 goals on the season, I believe.
Yes, Woodfine had 8 goals. Johnny had 1 late in the season.
Yeah.
So he, I think, got his games in later in the season. He played with the intermediate team during the summer as well, I think, Gord.
Yeah, I saw John come in, and he was put on in a game that it was meaning for CBS were vying for second place as well. And the star of the second half was John Hawco getting the first goal off the contest and leading Holy Cross to victory, and as a result, giving Holy Cross, or he was impacting in giving Holy Cross a second place finish and get an opportunity to play in the final. Here we have Tyler Kirby back on. Yellow card to Tyler Kirby. Tyler Kirby has received a yellow card. It's again, I want to compliment and congratulate Tony Mollett, being 59 years old, veteran war horse for Holy Cross, now doing the middle, and the oldest official to do a final, Tony Mollett, followed by Pittman Hall of Famer Kevin Pittman and Lynn Hilliard. Both of them did a provincial final in Challenge Cup at the age of 46.
Yes, Mullet very fit this summer, like you mentioned, trained all year, and they're here today handling the reins of a championship final. Effective lessons he brings to the game, play it himself, play well, lots of tough players. He allows the players to decide.
No doubt, and he knows what it takes to play, so sometimes I see great officials, a lot of great officials have a good understanding of the game, that in particular the ones that played the game themselves. And I'm saying, like you see, I see with Corey Walsh, and he played a number of years. He did the provincial final last year, quality official and full remarks, and I like to see the NLSA showing the rewards of fitness by putting Tony Mollett in the middle here today. The play is back to Holy Cross, where we have Sean Henderson pushing the ball out to Tyler Kirby. Kirby to the place. Ball stolen by Jordan Keynes. And Keynes with a late tackle on Andrew Stanford. And we have Jordan Keynes receiving a yellow card ever since practically the second goal. It's the Laurentians. How many yellow cards have the Laurentians received here today in total, Rick?
That's the third one for the game, Gord, and Kirby from Holy Cross. That's 4 cards given out. And the Owls have come now since the 4th score.
Yeah, it's a sheer frustration on behalf of the Laurentians since the second goal, which came off the boot of Tyler Kirby on a penalty shot. Here we have Thomas Pieroway putting the ball into Laurentian territory, where we have Mark Pittman putting the ball to center field to Adam Kelly. Adam Kelly with a nice ball to Brett Henneberry. Henneberry placing the ball inside where Andrew Stanford stands solo, number 12, hitting the ball away back to center field. Again, Laurentians with a turnover from Holy Cross. They're generating with a nice play with Jordy Sainey, and it was a ball again wasted by the Laurentians. Ball inside of the 18 and just kicked short of the goal, going behind the goal. So here we have, at the 60-minute mark, we have the Holy Cross leading the St. Lawrence Laurentians by a very convincing 3-0 score. And again, you are tuning in to Gordcast, live streaming from the King George the 5th Field in St. John's, where we have the provincial championship, the Johnson Insurance trophy at stake where the winner goes to Saskatoon on Thanksgiving Day weekend. And at this stage, it looks very much in control of the Holy Cross Crusaders. Rick.
Yes, Gord, once again, we reiterate the scoring summary now for people just tuning in for the first time. Holy Cross got on the scoreboard early at the 18-minute mark. Jake Warren scored. Paul Kirby converted a penalty shot at the 23-minute mark to make it 2-0. Steve Delong made it 3-0 at the 38-minute mark, and the score stands 3-0 here, 60 minutes into the second half.
Here again we have... Again, we have Jordy Slaney moving in center field, placing the ball outside to Keane. Jordan Keynes, and the ball goes over the goal line where we have again a goal kick coming up for Holy Cross. 60 minutes. We have 30 minutes remaining here in the provincial final here at King George V. Here we have Thomas Pieroway hitting the ball along. We have Tyler Forsey with a shot, what a great defensive play by Alec Pretty. Tyler Forsey inside of the 18. Getting all geared up for a shot, but it was Alec Pretty with a superb defensive play for Holy Cross, not allowing the Laurentians any leeway. Holy Cross right now seem to be in control, not as so much taking any chances, but putting in a strong defensive second half. Here we have Pittman putting the ball right through the 18, and here we have Forsey, and ball just off of Forsey's foot, back to the 18, where we have Pittman putting the ball through, but again it's way wide. It goes right across the field, over the touchline, and again we have a throw-in coming for the Laurentians. Substitution, we have Scotty Woodfine ready to come in, don't know the number here. Here we have Jake Warren moving the ball down to Steve DeLong.
Got the numbers.
Here we have Steve DeLong in a good play again by the Laurentian defense. Nice ball by Steve DeLong. All right, Holy Cross still battling and controlling the middle of the field with Bonesteel. Here we have the right wing back Henderson involved in the play, and it goes over the touchline. And again we have a goal kick coming up for the St. Lawrence Laurentians. Again in the second half, Sean Drew has replaced John Douglas in goal. Again, it's Darren Blake.
Gordy, much different second half than we saw in the opening half. The teams have really been very conservative in their playing. We had very few offensive opportunities for either team. Certainly a wearing down process from Holy Cross now. They know they're 26 minutes at stoppage time from winning this year's Challenge Cup on this miracle comeback by the Laurentians, which is wholly unlikely, unfortunately, for Laurentian supporters. Having said that, what a wonderful weekend of soccer again here at King George Smith Soccer Club.
No doubt about it. You know, it's only can be one winner. Here again we have Holy Cross pushing the ball, and it's taken by Sean Drew in goal for the Laurentians. Again, for those of you that are tuning in late, John Douglas was injured in the semifinal. Attempt to play in the final, and he played the first half, falling behind 3-0, and he's out. off the game here right now, and Sean Drew has gone in goal for the Laurentians in the second half. There we have Steve Delong. I like the way Steve Delong looks at the field. Here we have Steve Delong moving in on Clinton Edwards and Mark Pittman, and just leans back a little with the ball going over the net. And as a result, we have a goal kick coming up for the St. Lawrence goalie, Sean Drew. Yesterday, I understand when the goalie John Douglas got injured with roughly 20 minutes or so to play, it was Clinton Edwards going in goal.
Yes, Clinton went in, the star centre back for Laurentians, and Clinton, as you know, is a goaltender as well, having played with the Memorial University Seahawks. So a very, very versatile athlete, a great centre back, and also a fine goalkeeper. He provided a shutout goal for them yesterday.
Well, Clinton Edwards, to me, this is his 21st year, I believe.
Wow.
Clinton Edwards, if I had to name 10 Laurentian greats of all time,
yes,
Clinton Edwards would make that list.
Oh my God, yes, he has.
And that would say a lot.
That would say a lot because, you know, they've won 15 championships under his leadership.
And right now, for the past 2 years, he's moved out to Alberta for employment purposes and for him to maintain a level of fitness at the age that he is and come back in and lead the Laurentians to a Challenge Cup final. I think it says everything with regards to the ability of Clinton Edwards after only playing 5 games this season and 5 games last season. Andrew Lee, Dr. Andrew Lee, former Holy Cross player, says thanks for the feed from watching from Ottawa. Anyway, Dr. Lee, you are kindly welcome, and again, you're a quality player in your day, and I'm sure there's a lot left in you. But again, on behalf of Gord Cass here, alongside of Rick Farrell, glad that you guys having the opportunity to enjoy the live feed and watch 2 of the rivals. Oh, oops, we had a Mark looks like to have a hamstring tear.
Yes, he just felt that time.
You can see as he sprinted the field, you can see that he went down. It was no foul on the play. It appeared, no, I'm no doctor, but I did have a hamstring tear myself in my day, and it seemed to be very similar to what Mark Pittman, the way he fell here today. But anyway, back to Andre Lee and his buddies there watching the game. Again, thank you for joining in the Gorecast. Too glad to be only for all of you people, for the soccer fanatics of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, and the fans and friends of family, the ones that are away, to get to connect to your family, to your friends, to see the provincial final. In all honesty, top teams in the province have generally worked in decades. We had the Laurentians getting the team of the 70s. We had Holy Cross getting the team of the 80s. I was a part of getting the team of the 90s in St. Lawrence. We were a part of getting the last 10 years, or the first 10 years of the new millennium decade. Now we have Holy Cross dominating for the past decade there as well. We have Judy Green watching from Sunnyside. And again, thank you for joining in. Rick?
Yes, you were talking about the championships won by both St. Lawrence Laurentians and the Holy Cross Crusaders. I can tell you a little quick history now. St. Lawrence won the first 2, 67 and 68. Ran off 6 more in the 70s. Had an incredible run of 8 in a row from 1995 to 2002. Then won 4 more from 2005 to 2008. And the last one came in 2016. Having said that, Holy Cross, on the other hand, dominated the 80s, winning 7 times, including a 4-year run, 83 to 86. And then recently, 4 more from 2009 to 2012. 3 of the last 4, 7 of the last 9, and it looks like 8 of the past 10.
No doubt, Rick, all seems to be all seem to be Holy Cross from the opening whistle today. And again, Ken, I want to thank you, Ken, for your compliments in regards to myself putting family first yesterday. It took me a long time though to put the family first yesterday. I kind of left it. I kind of left it open till the last minute, but I knew when the family brought my poor mother to the wedding, and she's with Alzheimer's, I felt maybe it's time for me to smarten up. So that's why I went to put family first as well. And again, but I can tell you, I told the family, I don't want no more weddings on Labor Day weekend, folks. So I apologize for not being able to be here, but obviously I live by that family comes first. My family got me where I am, in particular mom and dad. My oldest sister, daughter got married, that would be Lindsay. Married guy, Matt Kelly from Lindsay Stable. Married the guy from Gander. I want to wish Lindsay and Matt all the best in their life, I guess, with the support of family. And again, I want to thank all the family. All the family were there yesterday. My 4 brothers and sisters, and along with my mother. And again, I want to wish Velma and Rick all the best with the marriage of their daughter Lindsay. Again, let's go back to where we had the Laurentians. We had the Laurentians.
That's been the story of the day for the Laurentians. Yesterday they would have scored, today no. Inside the 8-yard line and well over the net.
Thanks, Frank, and again, family that we have traveling there back to Alberta today. Want to wish my sister Joyce and husband Gerald, my brother Darren and his wife Sherry. I want to wish you all the best in your safe travels back to Alberta. And again, glad to see the whole family be able to make it home. And now nothing but safe travels today. Here we have the Laurentians. Again, the live stream, folks, has come live and well. And again, in LSA with Twitter, we are into technology, and there is no one that I feel can support my Gordcast any better than Rick Pearl, that is on alongside of me. And for those of you that are new to the soccer here today, Rick went into the Burin Peninsula Soccer Hall of Fame there within the month as a builder and very worthy. He has done a lot through media and a quality statistician as well as commentator. He knows the game very well. And here again we have Laurentians being pressed by Steve Delong. Anyway.
Well, Gord, thanks for those kind words once again. And yes, I enjoy being part of this new technology. We've gone from radio days, writing days, and now we're live streaming. And it's a wonderful Facebook tool that you have set up, and it's promoting the game of soccer marvelously. And I hope to be part of your broadcast for as long as I can.
Oh, absolutely. And I just feel immediately when Rick said to me, Gord, I'd like to join you. It was only a matter of him asking whether I got a chance, but I'm too glad to have him. Again, the Laurentians are moving inside with Canes kicking the ball, and it's clear by Owen McLeish. Ball's been taken by Laurentians. Grant back to Clinton Edwards. I ask people to keep their comments in all respect. I don't want nothing derogatory directed at any officials or fans of the game. I think the game was well played. I think Holy Cross came out to play from the beginning. So again, I'll ask everyone to keep any comments towards any officials or directors of the game within reason. You want to make those comments, make them to yourself. I don't want nothing to as a part of Gordcast in regards to anything derogatory directed at NLSL officials. Without the officials, the game cannot be played. So thank you so much for this, I guess, making this loud and clear over Gordcast. Again?
Well said, Gord. Yes, there's no place for that. The game's played between the lines. The referees did a marvelous job today. Had nothing to do with anything under that Holy Cross. Have been clearly the better team here today.
No, Tony Mull has done a fantastic job on this field today. Here we have Adam Kelly pushing the ball through, and it goes wide of Thomas Pieroway.
Gord, I was talking to Brian Murphy, the King George soccer director. He was part of that 1988 Canadian National Championship team, Holy Cross Crusaders. Incidentally, the only team in the Islands, on the Islands who ever won the Canadian Championship, and this is the 30th anniversary of the championship, and they're going back to Saskatoon where they won it all.
And that will be Holy Cross, who won it in 1988, and they were the winners, going undefeated in Saskatoon. And again, it looks like Holy Cross could be back as on a 30th anniversary of their national title. Thanks, Rick, for adding in. And here again we have Holy Cross with moving in, and a good tackle here at the last minute by Jonathan Grant, stopping Isaac Bonesteel, who was moved in. Holy Cross just buying, I guess, time, not really wanting to put the Laurentians on the edge, because they know they have the Laurentians behind the 8 ball right after the first half, and really the second half has been about Holy Cross more so to me in killing the clock. 3-0 at the 75-minute mark, and you're tuning into Gordcast live streaming from King George the Fifth Field, where you have Holy Cross dominating the Laurentians in a provincial final that, again, it's the Laurentians' third game in 3 days. Very, very challenging tasks in front of them. But you know what? Holy Cross earned it by vying the 1-2 position and beating Felians, soundly defeating Felians on Friday night by a 2-0 score, followed by the Laurentians beating CBS by a 1-0 score in the 3-4. Then the Laurentians defeating Felians by a very convincing 3-0 score, and as a result, today, Holy Cross Laurentian final. It's been right from the opening whistle. Holy Cross came out. They put it right to the floor, and they scored early. They scored 3 times before the first half is over, and then the second half. The Laurentians were made changes. John Douglas, as a result of an injury, he went off. A number of other Laurentian players, but so did Jake Stanford. He kept substituting. Here we have Jake Warren. Here we have Delong, Jake Warren, Steve Delong, alongside of Scotty Woodfine, Jonathan Hawco. A lot of experience out there right now on that field. The back line, more so younger, but again, Jeff Slaney, his veteran experience. Andrew Stanford. Here we have Clinton Edwards battling Bonesteel in midfield.
Yes, Gord, getting back to the game summary now for people that are tuning in probably for the first time here on Gordcast. Jake Warren opened scoring for Holy Cross at the 18-minute mark. Tyler Kirby converted a penalty shot 5 minutes later, gives Holy Cross a 2-0 lead, and Steve DeLong scored 15 minutes after that to add that score to make it 3-0 in favor of Holy Cross, and that's the way the score stands right now. 78 minutes.
Again, we have the Laurentians moving in. This time it was number 20. That would be Kyle Edwards into the game for the Laurentians, having a good opportunity. And the ball goes wide. We're getting down, Rick. What are we getting down to? 12 minutes or so left there. Yes. Any player that you think has been a standout for Holy Cross at this point, Rick?
I'm really impressed with Jake Warren here the weekend. He has played fabulous. He scored in the game on Friday night, and he also has scored here today. And if I were to be giving out the MVP of today's game, he would get my vote.
It would be
Jake Warren.
Jake Warren? Yeah, I thought Jake Warren has been simply outstanding myself, Rick. But again, you know, I don't know who is in the hands of selecting the All-Star here.
Yes, and that would be the Gerard Quirk Memorial Award.
Memorial Award goes to the MVP of today's game. Eh?
Yes, the 2018 Johnson Insurance Challenge Cup final. Just a marvellous, here it is, that free kick set up right on top of the 18-yard box, and Lawrence be putting up a 6-man wall. So once again, Holy Cross has another chance to add to their comfortable 3-0 lead here with 10 minutes remaining in the match.
Again with 10 minutes remaining. Holy Cross here right now with another glorious opportunity at the 18. Here in Lawrence, we have Isaac Bonesteel and Harry Carter lining up, but it's been directed by Kelly. Adam Kelly is virtually telling the Laurentians where to get their wall at.
We've seen some beautiful set pieces this weekend scored, Gord.
Here we have a Harry Carter, and he hits the wall. Great job done by Adam Kelly in directing the wall here. Again, his ball has been stopped by Adam Kelly, and we have
substitution for St. Lawrence. Jordan Keynes is going out, and number 2 is going in Gord for the Laurentians, and that is
young Sean Isaacs.
Yes, Sean Isaacs. Yes, getting some Challenge Cup time here the weekend in the Cup final. That will prove valuable to him in years to come.
Absolutely. Junior has been around a long time, getting some of the kids in right now. The kids are really the future coming in. The game is all but sewed up here. Here we have Fomba, Fabula, and Ball hit into the Laurentians, where again we have Sean Drew, number 8 for the Laurentians, replacing John Douglas. And has held his own in the second half. Here we have Brett Henneberry. Ball goes back to Thomas Pieroway. Again, we have the ball taken by Holy Cross. Here we have Jake Warren putting the ball right through the Laurentian 18, a little too hard for Steve Delong.
I see that Fomba is back in the game again. I guess Tyler Kirby's gone up.
Again,
so Coach Stanford is not good.
Backing down one bit. What he's doing, he's maintaining a running game as well as a possession game. He's one, I guess, don't want the team to take any opportunities, but not lay off as well. As a result, Holy Cross is still continuing, but the offensive part probably has somewhat relinquished in the second half, but it's still a Holy Cross. Thanks, Mark, for your up-to-dates here. Again, Holy Cross coming close as the ball goes right through the 18.
Second half, sorry, has been kind of anticlimactic because, when Holy Cross went up by 3 goals, you knew, like you said, an uphill battle, Mount Everest you had to climb, that they were not going to score 4 goals on Holy Cross in the second half.
Yeah, I would think majority of soccer fans didn't know the game. Get a 3-0 lead. And again, we have Tyler Forsey. Tyler Forsey is pushing the ball to the outside to Isaacs. What do you think, Rick, next year? I know it is a little bit ahead. Next year, as you're aware of, is 2019 with Newfoundland and Labrador hosting.
Right on, and I understand that St. Lawrence Laurentians will be hosting the Provincial Challenge Cup final.
Yeah, absolutely, so you can guarantee you that next year is going to be a great year of soccer in Newfoundland and Labrador, and I can guarantee you that Gordcast is going to be there alongside of Vic Farrell throughout the summer. and throughout the provincial, and we'll see what happens in the nationals, depending on, again, how media is covered and sanctioned by Canadian Soccer Association. But this has been, again, a great year for soccer. Like you say, the final, again, has been a little anticlimactic. But, you know, it can happen in soccer where a second goal, the penalty shot goal, really finished the Laurentians here.
Yeah, you certainly changed the complexion of the match. You know, you're down 2-0, only 23 minutes in, and you could sense it from here from the broadcast group, watching the players. Their hips were down, their hands were on their hips more. And also, don't forget, the fatigue factor, I will say that we're not making excuses for today. 3 games in less than 72 hours. It's just, at this level, it's too much, and I will always say that.
Nice ball by the Laurentians and great hands displayed by Thomas Pieroway. Thomas Pieroway, when called upon, has still been a standout. Here we have again Jake Warren moving in. Jake Warren moving in. Jake Warren scores. Good move by Jake Warren with his third goal off the series here in just 2 games. He opened it on Friday night. No, I'm sorry. He's got the second goal on Friday night. Opened it here today. He may finish it here today. 3 goals in 2 games. Rick earlier said that in his prediction is that Jake Warren is the most valuable player. I would second that, and we'll see what the call will be after the contest.
Well said, Gord. Yes, I will be really surprised if anyone other than Jake Warren does not get today's Ferrer Court Memorial Most Valuable Player in the Challenge Cup final. He has played superb the whole weekend. He's running between the 2 teams, incredible, and he's finished in his touch. He's had a great year for the Holy Cross Crusaders, and now they're up 4-0 with only minutes remaining in the match.
Okay, again we have the Laurentians battling for the ball against Holy Cross. Then we have Holy Cross with a 4-0 very convincing lead for Holy Cross. Some of the Laurentian fans are starting to move out of the ballpark. Here we have Holy Cross, where we have Hawco moving in. And John Hawco has put his number on the score sheet. John Hawco, wearing number 5, has scored the 5th goal of the contest, giving Holy Cross a very lopsided 5-0 score.
This game reminds me so much of St. Lawrence's 5-0 victory over Holy Cross on St. Lawrence Day 2 years ago. The same kind of domination here today.
Yeah, right, but like you say, I felt the Laurentians again, I may be repeating, Laurentians come out today looking for energy, looking for an energy pill. It wasn't to be had. It wasn't to be had at all. So the energy pill, Holy Cross had the energy pill in getting the second goal of the contest on a penalty shot. And from there, it was Laurentians with their heads down.
Yes, St. Lawrence could have drank gallons of energy drinks today. It would not make any difference. Holy Cross were clearly the better team today and in this championship final game. And 5-0 is indicative of the game.
I did notice, folks, and we are at the 88-minute mark. I did notice low battery coming up on my unit. If I lose you because of a power shortage here, I'll check with Nelcor. But other than that, I only have a battery pack. So I'm sorry, folks. We are down on low energy here right now at the broadcast booth here in King George the 5th Field. No backup power. Check with Ian. Ian shook. He's low. Rick is very low on power. Other than that, I'm out of here, folks. But I'll stay as long as...
Fingers are tired.
I'll stay as long as the ball's been kicked and my batteries allow me, folks. We are now at the 89-minute mark. I'm hoping to have the MVP of the series to join us, but again, it depends on the energy. So anyway, just adding a little fun to the flavor here, folks. It's 5-0. The game is over. It was practically over in the first half. And then during the middle, it was the second goal. A goal coming early. Rick will give you a breakdown on the scoring rather than me trying to think it off the top of my head. I do know it was Jake Horn with the first goal, Tyler Kirby with the second goal, Rick Farrell third, fourth, and fifth.
Yes, Steve DeLong at 38-minute mark. Jake Warren again is second at the 85-minute mark, and then Johnny Hawco just 2 minutes ago at the 87-minute mark. And we are now at 90 minutes of match time, and a couple of minutes of stoppage time has been added for it.
Okay, and alongside of me there, I'll just alongside of me there, folks. Let's get in the corner now. I'll ask them to get in the corner. That's Ian.
Hello,
Chater.
everybody.
That's our chat.
He chatters a lot. Yes.
That's our Twitter guy. Ian, thank you, and on behalf of the NLSA and joining in the broadcast booth with
My
the
pleasure.
Twitter account, and I'll let you have it just one word, Rick.
I hope.
Ian, what you saw here today and what you feel with the NLSA, Twitter, and technology.
No, it's all been good. Listen, I hope everyone did enjoy the tweets that I put out there. Try to keep everyone in touch who weren't able to get at some place to watch your telecast. And anyway, it's been like I said, it was anticlimactic the second half, right?
Absolutely.
And with a 3-0 lead, Thomas Pieroway, hard to put 4 goals behind him over 3 games, let alone a half a game. So anyway, kudos to Holy Cross for putting on a great effort over the weekend, and all the best to St. Lawrence, because you know darn well they'll be back in 2019 full of vengeance.
Absolutely, Ian. Again, I thank you on behalf of Soccer Newfoundland Labrador. And we have the whistle blowing, and we have here alongside of me, I'm going to go over to the man that the latest builder in soccer on the Bureau Peninsula in the Hall of Fame category, Rick Farrell. Rick, what did you see this weekend?
This weekend was a wonderful weekend of soccer, and the Holy Cross Crusaders have just won their 19th provincial championship for 4 in 5 years, and 8 in the last 10 years. They just dominated this match from the opening whistle. They won today 5-0. Quick game summary: Jake Warren at 80-minute mark, Tyler Kirby penalty shot at the 23-minute mark, Steve DeLong at 38 minutes, and then 2 late goals. Jake Warren is second, and John Hawco and Thomas Pieroway with the shutout. A very convincing win, Gord. And hats off to the Holy Cross Crusaders and to all the teams that participated this weekend. And next year, 2019, we look forward to the provincial championship up in St. Lawrence.
Oh, fairness, Rick, I think on behalf of Newfoundland Soccer, and I've been around 50 years, I feel this is possibly the best team that could represent Newfoundland at the National Challenge Cup in October and go up against the best in the country.
No doubt, and we mentioned earlier in the broadcast that it's the 30th anniversary of Holy Cross's gold medal performance, and only Canadian gold medal and soccer championship for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. They go back to the same place they won it 30 years ago in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay, Rick, again, I'll get you probably give a few numbers, but I'll let them look at the fans going out, and again, a lot of blue fans, the loyalty of the St. Lawrence Laurentians, I will always say, is unparalleled and convincingly the best soccer fans in the world or in this country for an amateur team is the St. Lawrence Laurentians. They got beaten soundly today. They struggled throughout the season, but you know what? Make sure they know that the Nationals are to be held in St. John's. They will be back. They'll be looking to get in that 1-2 game next year, provided that the 1-2 page system is kept. I'm sure there'll be further discussion on that as well. Anyway, we'll get back to a break, and then I'm hoping to get the MVP of this tournament to come up to the broadcast booth and have a few words on behalf of all of you that are saying thank you to us. I could say on behalf of myself and Rick, a big thank you to you. And I'll sign off with a Gorecast final note there once we flew up, after I give Rick to give his summary, and I'll hopefully have the MVP of this tournament. come up and have some words with me. And then all the people that are joining in, thanking us folks, and I want to thank all of you. You are the ones that make this program successful, and it's growing. It's growing. And again, I'll ask, like you say, the fans. I know there's a lot of passionate fans, but again, is the game is played on the field between two teams, and it's very difficult at times for an official to be, you know, where everyone walks away and says the official done a great job. But I feel that throughout this tournament, in the 3 of the 4 games I saw, I had no issues with the officials and yourself, Rick.
No, the officiating was second to none. The linesman, the referee, the man in the middle, everything was called fair, square. Yes, fans are sometimes very close to their own teams and a little bit biased. They're not always going to agree with calls, but having said that, today's outcome was certainly a well-deserved victory, and congratulations to the 2018 Johnson Insurance Challenge Cup champions, the Holy Cross Crusaders.
Okay, I'll be back in 1 minute with a wrap-up from Rick, and again, I'll hope to, once the awards are handed out, the medals are handed out, that could take me that could be 10 minutes or so, folks. Because of time.
You better have that Melkor energy.
And again, I don't know about my battery there. I kind of try to do some switching up where I do have a heavy-duty pack there, but sometimes it can be challenging. So I hope to get some people or a person here, the MVP, in. So maybe I'll take a break and I'll get Rick to do his wrap-up, and Rick then he got to go back out to the Burin Peninsula. Maybe what I'll do right now, Rick, if you don't mind, Rick, I'll get you to do your wrap-up.
Okay.
And with your wrap-up, Rick can get on the road, because I know it's after a long weekend, it can be tiresome, and tomorrow he can get home tonight, and that way he can enjoy his Labor Day. Anyway, back to Rick with a wrap-up.
Thanks, Gord. The final score today here, the Holy Cross Crusaders 5, the St. Lawrence Laurentians no score. Goal scorers 4, Holy Cross. Jake Warren had a pair, Tyler Kirby had a penalty shot, Steve Delong and Johnny Hawco, with Thomas Pieroway collecting the shutout. Holy Cross have won their 19th provincial championship and are on their way to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Thanksgiving Day week to represent the province of Newfoundland and Labrador as they look to perhaps win another gold medal, which they did 30 years ago this year.
So Rick, the thing is there, and I'm sure you are aware, the Jubilee champions also come from Holy Cross. That's the Holy Cross Avalon 4. So Holy Cross are definitely a powerhouse in senior soccer in the province, with both the men's and the women traveling or winning the provincial title, the women winning the Jubilee and the men winning the Challenge Cup. So, you know, I'm sure they will be ready and prepared for the national come October, Rick.
No doubt, congratulations also to the Holy Cross women's soccer team that won the Jubilee trophy plaque, and they're on their way. Last year they finished 3rd in the country, the bronze medal, so they're hoping to improve upon that. We hear in the background now the public address announcer giving out the individual gold medals to the Holy Cross Crusaders, and we'll wait for the announcement of the Gerard Quirk Memorial MVP Award at the final.
Okay, Rick, on behalf of Gordcast, I'm going to wait around to see if I can get the MVP to have a chat with, but on behalf of Gordcast, I thank you personally, sincerely, and I want to congratulate on your induction to the BPSA Soccer Hall of Fame. I want to thank you for joining me on my broadcast, and I want to hopefully, Rick, all holds well. We're both back at your at my Gordcast live stream next season for the Provincial Challenge Cup, and as we mentioned, the winner of next year goes to. That's the host, so that's that much more important. Provincial being held on the at the BPSA, Burin Peninsula Soccer Association, the host, and the host, being St. Lawrence, the only Challenge Cup team. So that'll add that much more flavor to the provincials.
And one more thing I'll add before I go, a big happy Labor Day to all the workers across Newfoundland, Labrador, across Canada. Happy Labor Day to Unifor Local 20 Marine Workers Federation members. And have a nice day, and thank you, Gord, for having me here, and see you next year.
Okay, Rick, all the best to you, and I'll put the camera back on the field, and when you're leaving, I ask you to ask them would the MVP come over for an interview.
That I will, sir.
Okay, thanks, Rick, and all the best to you.
Thank you once again, sir.
Okay.
Jeremy Babstock. Jake Stanford.
So, all you now can see who it is. Tell them that.
That's the MVP to come
I'd like to call upon Phil Malloy
Yes.
to present the Gerard Quirk 2018 award for the MVP player to Jake Warren.
Jake Warren, folks, Jake Warren of Holy Cross has been selected as the MVP. No doubt he was simply outstanding. Jake Warren receiving the Gerard Quirk Memorial Trophy in honor of Gerard Quirk, the son of Barry Quirk and Cyril Quirk, the late Cyril Quirk. Very honorable trophy, MVP, going to Jake Warren of Holy Cross. Again, you're looking at the medal presentation. Trophy, the Johnson Insurance Trophy being awarded to Holy Cross 2018 Challenge Cup winners to represent Newfoundland and Labrador Soccer Association in Saskatoon on Thanksgiving Day weekend. Here we have the Holy Cross team cheering with their trophy. Quite an honor to win the Challenge Cup.
Thank you very much, everybody, and have a safe trip home.
Okay, Tim Warren. Gord, if you interview Jake, tell him I watched the whole game, very proud of him. I'll do that for you, Tim. Then the team are down there getting your picture taken in front of the goal here as you walk into the King George V field. Tim says he's going to Saskatoon to meet the boys and support the team. Yeah, the boys have a beautiful Newfoundland dog. Holy Cross got a Newfoundland dog there, and and I'm waiting, folks, to see if I can get the MVP off the tournament here. Jake Warren did indicate low battery, so I'm not quite so sure where I'm at with regard to battery power here right now.
I'll have the collars on the dogs. Okay. Well, y'all don't want the dogs anyway. You know that. No, I know.
See Rick down there talking to Rick Farrell talking to Jake Warren now after the picture taken, asking Jake to come up. No doubt Frank Holycross are very, very fit. They are up and they train in the AM. Just a lot of them, the Holycross Jubilee team. They're telling me they train before 6 o'clock in the morning. Same thing for the men's team. I'd like to say again hello to my Uncle Joe there, as I'm hoping to get an interview with Jake Warren. I'm sure the people are surrounding Jake or to get photos with him as well, and there some of him and his old buddies. I'll just wait. Maybe trying to telegram is down there, trying to get some pictures. This can be difficult right after the game, but I'll wait a few minutes if it comes. I would think that Jake Warren will drop along. Sure, Memorial. Q-U-I-R. Gerard Quirk. It's the Gerard Quirk Memorial Trophy. MVP. Jake Warren is coming. I knew he was too much of a gentleman. You know him very well.
Hold on.
Yeah, he's coming.
Quick. Hold it and put him in shirt.
Just move back a little. Keep your trophy.
Okay.
Okay, folks. That is Jake Warren. Well, first of all, Jake, before I forget, your brother Tim Warren, I'm not quite so sure where he's at.
Yeah, he's over in the. I mean, he was over in Seoul, Korea. I think he is. He might be back in Calgary now, but he was over working.
Okay, so he
Korea,
wanted me to say to you, congratulations. A lot of the time when people just tell me Andre Lee is there saying congratulations to you. But anyway, folks, so that's congratulations from your brother Tim. Andre Lee, great guy, former, I guess, a co-player with Jake in these earlier days. And as I mentioned in the program, Andre went on to become a medical doctor, and he's working in Ottawa, and he was watching the live cast. Your brother was watching the live cast, and he's watching you. Anyway, on behalf of Gordcast, Jake, and again it's Jake Warren. Jake is the recipient of the 2018 Gerard Court Memorial. Jake, you had a fantastic game.
Thanks, Gord.
And what do you contribute to? Like, you were around the team all year. You had some injuries yourself, and then the second half you got going. And I thought maybe Holy Cross's most dominating player. So, first I'll look at yourself personally, and you look at your season. Then we'll talk about the team's success.
Well, like you said, I missed the first half of the season. I was hurt, so it was rough watching for first 70, maybe even 9 games. I don't know if it was that many, but I had a knee injury and I came back, and I was coming back and training bit by bit, and came back there. I think it was early July or something. Just kept training, got my legs going, and just bit game by game, started getting back into it, and started to find my stride near the end of the season. And kind of luckily, you could say it peaked here at the final. So
yeah, and then game 1, you took it to Philians in game 1. I felt that you could, knowing that the guys had experience, and I've seen you play at the Nationals, and I knew that with your coach and with the players, led by yourself. I don't know, I don't want to leave anyone out. Yourself and Steve Delong. I liked how young Tyler Curry has complimented you guys, and then you bring in John Hawco, and then you got experience there with Scotty Woodfine.
yeah.
Then you got the midfield, you kind of got it all. Huh? With Owen McLeish, very silent but very effective. And then you had Isaac Bonestill come into a great year, young Harry Carter, and then you had Andrew Stanford, Ellie Pretty, Jeff Slaney, and Sean Henderson, and the great goaltending. So you had it all.
Yeah, I mean, the guys played fantastic. Even not even the 11 guys you just mentioned, but every guy on the bench, the young kids we got all year round who come to training, work their ass off. So it's not just the 11 guys on the pitch. Everybody.
No doubt. And I think that is what makes a winner is having first of all players to compete for their position.
Yep.
Compete for time, and I like the fact that you guys are a very fit team as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be. It's a long season. There's injuries, of course, and this year with the cards and all that. So some guys had to play more minutes than you had to, I guess, because people had to sit from suspensions or whatever. But I mean, if you're not fit in today's game, you're going to struggle. 3 games in 3 days. A lot of the teams have done it in the past, but it takes a toll. And I'm sure that St. Lawrence guys.
Well, there's a reason.
In the past, if you make it to the national tournament, you're playing 5 games or 6 games.
That's where I always get it too. You will play 5 games in 6 days, and sometimes the schedule won't be in because you could meet on a given day a team that is off, having their off day, and you've played the day before. So our schedule, so bad as it is, I think playing 3 games in 3 days can help, or it can kill you too, especially if you're not super fit.
Yeah.
But yourself this weekend, Jake, I felt you're playing game 1, the team's playing game 1, and here again today, your score was very convincing. So what do you contribute your 2-game success to? Team success?
I mean, leading into the final weekend, we trained hard, and it's the playoffs. It's a different animal altogether. Regular season's one thing, but as soon as the playoffs come around, it's like a new season. Game 1, we just, after the season ended, even into the last couple games of the regular season, your focus is that, whatever. But we weren't locked into the positioning in the playoffs or whatever it was. But as soon as we found out, our focus was that Friday.
But even the late run by CBS to pushing you, I felt that helped you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. You want to build momentum as best you can. We had a little bit of card trouble down the stretch, as did every other team. But I mean, I'll say it again, that the playoffs is a whole different animal altogether. So you got to come to play final weekend, whatever it is.
And to be honest with you folks, and I've known Jake since he's virtually a young boy, now he's a young man there now, mature man. I feel, I don't know your dressing room, but I do know how a dressing room works. And dressing work starts with the coach and it goes to leaders. myself, from reading the field, and I have never been in the dressing room, I would think you're a great leader off that team. You may not wear a C, but that doesn't matter. But I think you've done a great job over the decade, and I think this weekend, well, I can't say I never saw you play any better, but you certainly played as good this weekend, Jake, as what you ever played. So, you know, your award, I played around with it with Rick here and asked who he felt.
Yep.
He had yourself picked before it was announced. I had agreed with it, and then we wanted to see whoever the selection committee would be right. So anyway, on behalf of Gordcast, Jake, I want to wish you personally, your team, your Jubilee Trophy team,
Yep.
all the best in Saskatoon, and all I ask you is you and your team to train hard, and you know, I always say never take it for granted, because you don't know like when is your last opportunity, and it does run out, Jake. So
Definitely, yeah.
and you know, I know coming from St. Lawrence to Gerard Quirk, Gerard was a young player, played with the Laurentians, and he ended up with cancer and passed away early, and that trophy is a very honorable trophy in his honor. So for to win that award, much the same as the Bobby Breen Memorial, there's a certain,
Definitely.
you know, big attachment to that. So anyway, I'll let you go. You finish it off, but I want to congratulate you.
All right,
Dave.
thank you. Again, thanks for everything, Gord, you do all year round. You know, this live stream stuff is fantastic. We all love it. You know, your passion for the game, everyone really appreciates it. I also want to give a shout out to the Laurentians. I mean, utmost respect for those guys. Every time we play them, red and blue, you know, it's always like
No doubt about it.
everybody wanted to see that final weekend, no doubt. So
No doubt.
respect to them. They played well. They had a hard weekend, but we'll take it.
Did you follow? One question I asked you, and I'll just off the cuff. When I made the predictions during the week, did you follow them?
I did. You were right.
100, at 1,000.
You were 3 for
right?
3 or 4 for 4.
4 for 4. I was right 4 for 4, and I normally don't say that because people follow. I just wanted to know where the players were
Yeah,
at.
I heard you. I tune in every now and then.
Yeah, you come in every
Yeah.
so. Anyway, on behalf of Gordcast and Soccer of Newfoundland Labrador, Jake, enjoy your night. And again, your brother's compliments there and watching the game, Andre Lee, and I'm sure there's others that are coming in. I can't name everyone. We'll be here till tomorrow, but anyway, there's your trophy.
Yeah.
There's his
The other one's the big one.
Yeah, the big one is what matters, and players know that. I remember one year was a whole group of us won individual awards, and I had got Coach of the Year, and the next day, I believe it was 5 of us had received some award, and I got Coach of the Year. And next morning, I had to go to Trophy Lounge looking for the individual awards. None of us knew where we left it at. So that tells you about the individual awards. On behalf again of Gordcast, I thank you, and I want to wish you nothing but the best. And I'd be only too happy for both teams to come home with a medal, and I start with the goal. Anyway, again, thanks, and enjoy your night.
Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone watching. Tim, my brother. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate the support.
Take care, my friend.
Thanks a lot.
And to be an uncle sometime.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. All right.
Emily is my mother, Emily Chater. You know, meet Emily? Maybe. She knows my
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, I keep up on it.
Okay. Let's get back. I get back, and I'll get my mic.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, folks. Yeah, the number 2 with Holy Cross being named the Gerard Quirk Memorial winner. That goes to the MVP. On behalf, guys, I want to thank you so much for the season, for the compliments. A little bit of passion shown in some of the comments here today, but I'll clean that up when I get home. And on behalf of Gordcast, I want to thank you all. You see, I feel the second season of Gordcast has been very, very, very successful, and it's all to do with you. I love your comments. I love the fact that you that cannot attend the game now can look at the game home, look at it on your TV, look at it on the Burin Peninsula, look at it in the UK, in England, Scotland, look at it in the Middle East, in Qatar, look at it all throughout Canada. Today we had practically every province in the country was tuned in, and not only that, Nunavut and the Northwest Territories. So the game, it's a beautiful game, and sometimes passion. It can be over controlling. I want to thank my wife that does all of my, I guess, work behind the scenes. As far as I'm concerned, I'd love for her to join me with Gordcast, not as commentator, but I asked her to get a Gordcast hat, join me as, you know, producer, and maybe she does it. It's only a matter of holding the title. She retired in, that would be in 17, the end of 2017. I want to thank her for all the work. I want to thank the support of my children, Melissa and her husband Will in Grand Prairie, Alberta. My daughter Lori and her husband Matt in Grand Prairie, Alberta, along with our grandson Nash. Love Nash. Everyone loves Nash. He's a typical boy. Then we have our son Mark, who you can see. Mark is RCMP in Alberta, along with his wife Megan and their granddaughter Haley. She was clapping as she could hear the fans, and our daughter Ellison, and her husband Evan Kent from Delong. So I want to thank them for all their support. And then we're getting a new grandchild, I guess we call him. We don't know. Lori's having our second child. The baby will be due in July. So everything is good, and I'm waiting on my surgery with my blood issues and my different medical issues with spinal issues. But this helps me. Blair Elwood sent me a great comment. The soccer field is where you forget all your ailments for 90 minutes. In a lot of cases for me, I'm the first one at the field and the last one leaves. So I enjoy all of you, and I would think that you, for most part, most people enjoy the Gordcast. It's not a TV station, but for a man that just operates a camera, got some audio and I got better video equipment, better audio equipment, as you can see this year. Sometimes it's very difficult in you know, trying to follow the play with a video, trying to do your audio, and you know, it can be challenging at times, and then you get some troubles come along your way or beyond your control, especially with a network. I pay solely. This whole ordeal is done under and paid for by myself and my wife. I have not accepted no funds from anyone else. I could have taken funds, but that's not what I'm into it. I'm into it for the love of the game. Maybe sometime I will consider looking at sponsorship, but that's not where I'm at to do. Today, apologize, I couldn't do yesterday's game, but at the 11th hour, the 11th minute of the 11th hour, I decided that I would support my sister in going to her daughter's wedding yesterday. When I felt my sibling is 8 of us, my 4 brothers and 3 sisters were there along with their spouses. As long as my mom is in a home, I felt that the right thing for me to do was to be there and be part of the family. So again, I thank you, and I hope for the understanding and for the fine friends that I've met. I've got some good Facebook friends, and I've got some quality Gordcast fans too that I know them. I meet them, and I can say hello. I feel you're a part of, and those that have gone from St. Lawrence, you know, Eddie Pat Jobmany, Glenn Farrell, Julie Loader, Glenn Turpin, you know. Then we had the other day I saw Frank Haskell and Rudy Slaney, you know, and when I hear the names called out today, there was a little prayer, moment silence before the game, you know, in honor of some great soccer people that we lost, and the ones most dearly to my heart for the past year, especially when I hear the names of your Al Slaneys and Junior Doyles and Rudy Slaney, all of them are good my buddies growing up. And it hurts. But you know, if there was a Discord cast today, I would put that in their honor. They are my friends. You know, so I feel that soccer does a world of good, but it also, you know, it connects us all. It connects us all. Celia-Ann Jobman has been there. I feel that I'm a friend of hers. If I met Celia-Ann right now, I met her before, I believe at Mr. One of the Mrs. Jobman's, I believe, funeral service, not service, at the wake in St. John's. I've gotten to know her probably better now through Gordcast. I went to see Julie Loader when she was home visiting family last year, just because of Gordcast. Kevin Slaney in British Columbia, I met him through Gordcast. My Uncle Joe has gone away for 50 years. He feels Gordcast has connected him to home to the point that he's okay because he can now follow the soccer, the passion. The day's loss will hurt the Laurentians. It's only a setback. The Laurentians be back again next year. But I feel Holy Cross and Feelings this year, you know, they train on their own ground. They are very fit. But you know what? The Laurentians got to the final. I got to hand it to them. You know, guts and determination, I feel, got them through game one and allowed them to get to win the semifinal. But it was game three. They ran up against a team that were off for play just one game in 3 days, and they put the pedal to the floor, and as a result, I think they are the best team to represent the province. That's how I feel. Although I'm a Laurentian fan, I feel the best. I'd like to see the best team in the province represent our province. Folks, if there was a call coming in that I declined, I want to thank you all. I'll probably do a different Gordcast. I'll do a summary tomorrow off the weekend. Want to also thank all the Challenge Cup teams. Paradise, Mel Pearl, CBS, great season. Then we had Feelings Will Learn. Feelings hurt, I'm sure Feelings hurt. First year that I coached, we had 27 games. We had gone undefeated in 26. Up 1-0 at halftime. Lost the game 2-1. All year my soul was hurt. So I feel for the Feelings from that prospect. That's why I predicted that they would lose their 2 games based on what I had gone through. But they'll be back. They'll learn from that. The season is totally different. Young Jake Warren, quality individuals, quality educated people, you know, that you see that are playing the game. Professionals. So anyway, again, on behalf of Gordcast and all of you that are probably watching there, what time we have? We have 4:30. It's 2 o'clock game. I want to thank you all. Eddie Pat Jobman, he says your efforts are sure appreciated. Another guy, when I saw Eddie Pat's name is Gus Tarrant, and met him through, he's on over the Gordcast. A lot of the people from St. Lawrence that still got a connection and a bond for growing up in their little community, little small community. There's something special about St. Lawrence. There's no doubt about it. Anyway, guys, on behalf of Gordcast, and I want to thank Rick Farrell, Ian Chater was in the boot this weekend, Travis Parsons. Travis, I want to thank you as well, Travis Parsons, young guy from Grand Bank, living in Grand Bank, I should say. And I want to thank you all, and I hope you enjoyed the Gordcasts throughout the season. I will be doing Gordcast hockey during the winter, especially now I'm a big Leaf fan. I want to thank all of those that add their positive complimentary remarks. Again, I saw some remarks there today that were a little bit on the edge. I'll delete them when I get home. And again, I want to thank you all on behalf of myself, my family, that are as important to me as my Gordcast. They're what makes Gordcast work. They know, and especially my wife, Jocelyn. Jocelyn is my biggest support in life. And I want to thank all of you for joining in, and I want to congratulate Holy Cross Crusaders, who won, and I feel are the best team to represent Newfoundland and Labrador come the Challenge Cup, which is to be played in October in Saskatoon. So on behalf of Gord and again, Mark comes up, my son Mark, our CMP man, watching from behind the scenes. Anyway, Mark, I want to thank you, and again the family, and again for my brothers and sisters that are traveling back to their destinations today. I want to wish you safe. And I want to so proud of my sister yesterday, Velma, their daughter Lindsay, and them getting married. And Velma was so proud, her and Brian, and also like getting mom to this service, and all the family meeting up for pictures and having a few cheers along the way. Anyway, again, thank you so much. Enjoy the evening, and congratulations. Go out heartedly, my whole heart to Holy Cross on behalf of Gordcast. And again, I thank you all. And again, I don't want to miss my uncle in Cambridge, Ontario, my Uncle Joe, who is like a brother to me. Anyway, Joe and Marianne, I enjoy your comments. And thanks, Fred Edwards, for your kind remark there. Keep up the good work. And again, I thank you kindly. Enjoy your evening, and congratulations again go out to Holy Cross Crusaders, who are the 2018 Johnson Insurance Challenge Cup champions. Thank you so much. Enjoy the evening, and you can watch for further Gordcasts to follow, to come up, and I'll be posting it on my live Facebook. Again, thank you all so much. Enjoy.